Shema Israel. Hope you enjoy this next study. My name's Dee. This is my wife, Millie.
So if you like what you see, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you wish to reach out to us, you can email us at devotedtoyah@gmail.com.
Last scripture I threw in here was Exodus 19:4-6. It says, "You have seen what I did to the Egyptians and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now, therefore," so this is after they left and was able to, quote unquote, worship God, right? Because Yahuwah is saying, let my people go so they can worship me. Exodus 19 is after that. It says, Yahuwah says, "You have seen what I did to the Egyptians and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now, therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice," this is the condition. And he's talking to Israel and a mixed multitude of people, but predominantly his audience is Israel. "If you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a special treasure to me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which you shall speak to the children of Israel." This is the main audience. "If you obey my voice and keep my covenant, then," this is the cause and effect, "then you shall be a treasure to me above all people," above all people, above all people, Israelites above all people. I wanted to bring this point up, that this Bible is an ethnic, cultural, religious book. This is a ethnic religion that we are part of. It is predominantly ethnic. Some will see it as racist, and I guess you can call it that. But when you read this book, this book is filled with things that a typical westernized United States of American 21st, 22nd century person would find to be discriminatory and racist. Racial discrimination. Right in the verse, the last verse I just showed you, Yahuwah's intention is to make Israel, the ethnic people, better and above all other ethnicities. I'm sorry, in the times that we're living in the times that we're living in, with all the events going on in the world, I have to speak about this subject. I have to. It's only right. There is no white supremacy in Scripture. I don't see any support supremacy or based on the color of your skin. Let me just be clear with that. But I do see a supremacy in regards to a legit ethnic people who I believe today are mixed. Okay, I do believe they're mixed. I'm willing to be educated more on this issue because there's a lot I don't get. I just can't comprehend. I don't get it. I refuse to believe all black people are Israelites, but I refuse to also believe that there are no black people who are Israelites. I definitely believe that black people would be closer to being an Israelite than a white person. That's my personal opinion. But I believe that Israel today is definitely mixed. But when I'm reading this scripture, what I do see here, what I can see with my own eyes, is that Yahuwah's chosen and superior people are an ethnic race of people. I don't like using race. I get the idea. Race is human race. There's only one race. So I don't like using race. I'm going to say ethnicity. There is definitely one ethnicity, one nation who is to be superior above all Gentiles, all non-Israelites. That is the message of this book. And if you read this book and you do not extract that message from it, you are you are either being deceived or you're being absolutely dishonest with your interpretation of this book. I had to come to terms with this. If I'm going to believe in this book, I have to embrace this part of it. And you're going to see more of that as we speak. But this is very clear. This is very clear. The idea, the goal of Scripture is to worship the Creator. And one of the ways, the requirements to worshiping the Creator is to distance ourselves from wicked countries, wicked governments, wicked nations that do not observe and obey God's commandments and laws and statutes. And so that's why we decided to go to these passages that says, come out of her, my people, or come out of Babylon, flee from Babylon. Because one of the requirements to worship God with absolute liberty and freedom is to distance yourself from the culture that is countercultural to the culture that the Bible promotes, which is an Israelite culture. I had to say that today. I just had to say it. My wife started it. She started with this topic, and then I took it to this level. But I think it's very important that everybody, if you are deciding to follow the Bible, you're choosing to transform your life both culturally and spiritually. Change the way you dress, change the way you eat, change the way you talk, your language. You should start embracing more Hebrew. It should be something that you're trying to attain, a goal that you should attain, because this book is an ethnic book. It is a book that is focused on an ethnic people to be the superior people on the earth. All other people need to join in with them. That's what this Bible promotes. And I'll stop.